This is the Mack and G Show.
Welcome to episode 19 of the Mack and G Show.
19.
Yeah, we debated on whether I should say 19. And I asked you if you remembered that, and you said...
I kind of do, yeah, a little
Right.
bit.
You remember...
There was some song back in the day.
Yeah.
It was like...
Back in
not
the
really,
80s.
It's like some guy kind of spitting out facts.
About the Vietnam War.
Something like that, yeah.
And like you said, it was mostly talking and not music. So...
Right. Well, there was like music in the background to him talking.
Correct. So, if you are probably under 50 years old, you might want to Google it, and then you'll know what we're talking about. Okay?
Good luck finding it.
No, it's not. I'm telling you, I looked it up because I wanted to make sure I was right, so I think it's there. So, We are not talking about the Vietnam War. We're not talking about songs from the 80s.
I am watching a documentary on Apple on
the Vietnam War?
Yeah, my wife and I are watching it together, yeah. It's pretty interesting.
It's multiple shows?
It is. I think there are 4 or 5, yeah.
And you said it's on what?
Apple.
Oh, okay. All right. Would you, based on what you've seen so far, would you recommend it?
Yeah, it's like live footage. It goes back. People
It's
who are
G
still
approved?
Yeah, I mean, there's some rough spots
Right, of
in
course.
there, but yeah.
And is it real?
It's real.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Got it. All right. So, but today's show, we're in the would you say like doldrums of winter right now here in New England?
The dog days.
Exactly. So we were trying to decide what to talk about. And so I think what we decided on is the ultimate survival kit for dads. That's what we're calling this.
If you're dependent on us to survive, you're in trouble. But we'll give you some pointers to maybe,
I know you don't like that because you're like, that puts a lot of pressure on us. But
Yeah.
I think this is good conversation. Don't you think?
Absolutely. We always have good conversations.
Exactly. So this is really about just kind of keeping those pipes from freezing and trying to keep up your sanity.
Don't fall and break your ass.
Don't do that at all.
Ice.
So what we're going to talk about some home survival tips. We're going to talk about comfort foods and some winter drinks. We're going to talk about fun activities to stay entertained, and then maybe some common winter mistakes to avoid, maybe some do-it-yourself stuff, right? And then who knows, we might go down some like strange roads, right?
Done that before.
Exactly. But before we get into that, like and subscribe, follow us on social media. Most importantly, comment.
Yeah, let's get some comments
Right?
going. Sure.
Good or bad, right?
We are drumming up something where we're going to be doing some giveaways for
Exactly.
comments and
That's
tagging.
a little bit of a tease at the end.
Yeah, a little tease at the end. Well, I just threw it out there now. Why not? We're talking about it.
All right. It'll still be tease worthy at the end too.
Remind me later.
We'll go a little bit more detail there. But be a part of the community.
Yes.
Right?
The Mac and G community.
And here's the deal. Early on, you could own this thing. Right? Like if you're giving us suggestions or whatever early on, it's like it's your show.
Bring you in as a host.
There we go.
Like we did for Drew.
And we can do it remotely too.
We could do that.
Exactly. So, that out of the way, let's start with kind of the winter home survival kit with your home, right? So, how do you stay warm, avoid like home disasters in the winter? Probably a different story if you're in Florida. We're probably catering more towards the northern part of the country, right? So, if you're in Florida, just smile and you can gloat about the things we're going to talk
Till
about.
hurricanes come.
That's a good point. It's a good point.
Then we'll have a hurricane survival show.
We will. We'll do that for you.
We get them here too.
Yeah, we'll do that for you. And
Right.
I believe I looked at some of the analytics, and there are some people from Florida that are watching.
Oh, cool.
That's kind of cool. We'll talk about essential gear, maybe some budget-friendly hacks, and then potentially some emergency supplies that everyone should have.
Yeah, I need a new pair of snowshoes for when I go snow.
We'll get to that, and you can rag on snowshoeing. So let's start with one of the worst things that you would ever want to happen in the wintertime, frozen pipes.
Nobody wants frozen
You do not want
pipe.
You do not. Now, when we were going over this, I was very impressed with you because you kind of knew all the things that you should do.
I'm happy nobody really is impressed.
I
by
am
me,
impressed
so
with you.
it makes
So
me feel good, Johnny.
do you? And I wonder if it's because you owned property and rented at some point, and so you
Right.
kind of need to know this stuff, right?
I also have a mom who drills stuff in my head.
Okay.
Since I was, bought my first home.
That's good.
Like the pipes are gonna freeze. Shut your
So
outside.
why don't you, since you knew it and I didn't, all I did was write it down because I found it on the internet.
Right.
Why don't you talk about some of the things that you should do for the pipes?
The first thing I do is when it's, before it starts to freeze, I, the spigot's outside, your hoses, you wrap your hoses up.
Yeah.
You run the water out, and then you go out, down in your basement.
You
or
turn it
wherever to
off
shut
inside the house.
Shut it off inside.
But keep it open still.
Keep it open, let
Yeah.
the water run out, and
Yep.
then you shut them off from the insides.
I messed that up one winter and then needed a new spigot. You don't want to mess that one up.
I mean,
Yep.
again, you don't want water in those pipes because those are the outside walls.
Correct.
Right. So again, those are the ones that burst.
So don't do, yeah. Well, the toughest thing is that it's easy to forget that.
Right.
Right?
Because we're always busy.
Right.
You know.
I, in my head, say when I put the hoses away, that's when you got to do it.
Right.
Because right?
Yeah.
That's when you got to do it.
But
okay.
still, it's sometimes you put the hoses away and then you have to bring them out for something else and whatever, and then you forget, and then all.
But
of a
I
sudden,
would rather have turned them off the first time and then had to turn them on again for that, knowing that I have to turn them off again. Because you do not want to. You don't want to.
No. Nope, that's cool.
You don't want to get it.
I mean, another little trick is if you have my parents have a home and they have a room over the garage.
Yeah.
So the garage usually is colder.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Unless it's heated, which theirs isn't. So they have a pipe that bursts up there too. So sometimes they have a bathroom above the garage. So sometimes they drip warm water. So it just kind of keeps a little bit of water
so you keep it
running through
running?
the pipe. Not necessarily running, but if it drips.
But you have to have something that's going to capture that.
No, it's in your sink.
Oh,
You know,
so
you
it's
just-
going down
yeah,
anyways.
Okay. So that's just like a little trick that they do.
This is the cape because
No,
one's-
this is here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, okay.
They had a pipe that burst. It's hard to get to. It's
Okay.
It's on the second floor, but it's cooler. Usually, over your, under your, the room over the garage.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sometimes it's a little cooler under there.
Okay.
So they drip a little water there.
That's one of the advice is to insulate exposed pipes. Have you ever done that, or do you do that, or was it already done? Because you do that at some point when your house is being built, or
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Where are the exposed pipes? Like outside? What do you mean?
well, I don't know, in an area in your basement that might get cold.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I mean, everything should be insulated and up in the eaves there. So
We had an issue one year here, right? And I'm pointing to what no one can see,
yeah, I see it right there.
right? But in that room, Ricky, in the corner, we have like a little bureau, whatever. We have like a little piece of furniture, and we had blankets on it, and it fell. And there's also baseboard heating right there, so the blankets covered up the baseboard heating or whatever. And I think what ended up happening was when the thing wasn't running, the room was warm, but it was cold there because that blocked the heat from the room,
Yeah.
and we had a leak there, and it stunk.
Oof. Yeah.
Yeah.
And when the pipes burst, it's not good. You got to go find your shut off. You got to shut the water off.
Well,
You gotta
that's
call a plumber.
the last comment we have there
Oh, okay.
is
Sorry,
if it does burst, shut off the water. Number one.
Yeah, you have to go you have to know where your
And
shut off is.
unless you're a plumber, call one.
Right, but you should always know where your shut offs are.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if I know where it is. No, I think I know where it is. I think I know where it is.
Because it'll
The other
just keep going,
advice
get
that
flooded.
we read was to open cabinets under sinks. Have you ever done that?
It
Is that more
extreme-
like in a vacation home or something?
I mean, yes, but if you have a pipe that you have that sometimes
Troublemaker?
you have a problem with, because the heat gets onto the cabinet and it'll just makes it that
you
much.
knew that, but you've never done that. You just knew about it.
Luckily for me, I haven't had that problem, but I've had friends who have.
Okay,
So that I've heard of that before for sure.
got it. Another tip or another issue is you got a house, you got windows all over the house, and they can be drafty. So, I mean, I guess if you have really good windows that were put in, you don't have to worry about it. But some simple fixes that could save you a ton of money are like the plastic window kits that you have.
I haven't ever done that. Have you done that?
No, but I probably should. I mean, when I go to our windows in the house and I put my hand around it, I can feel like the cool air
Usually it's
coming
not so
through.
much the window itself. It's like
Right,
around,
the edges.
around the window. Yeah. So
Right.
I don't know how.
But there's a little bit on the inside too, and then you could do weather stripping. I think is what would get that.
Right.
I mean, it's probably the type of thing where if you do it, you probably don't realize how much that can actually save you.
I'm going weather stripping probably for the doors.
Yeah.
So I
mean,
because
like
that's
your
where you get a
major
draft.
doors.
Yeah, because sometimes you can even see light through them somewhere.
Got it.
They actually, my grandmother, and even my mom, they have these things they put You ever see them? They're like the length of the bottom of the door.
Oh, yeah.
They're like
The old
little
school things.
like sandbags.
Yeah.
And just like they put them on the bottom.
Yeah,
of
they
the
can
door.
kind of look kind of cute too.
Yeah,
Like if you want,
you
can make it
them look like a
you can
little
make
dog,
it like
a hot
aesthetic
dog
and
or
stuff like
something.
that. Yeah,
but those are good. That keeps the draft out from underneath.
Did your grandmother have the hot dog? Is that why you said that?
No, I'm just saying, like my grandmother was like into crafts, so she would like knit stuff and
that's nice.
So she had one that would probably look like a friggin' caterpillar or something.
We could use, so I ended up, instead of doing the fun route, I went to Home Depot and I got one for the bottom of that door.
Yeah.
You can see it, like it rubs on the bottom of the ground, and then you don't have to worry about that.
No, that's good though.
This is advice not only to you, but definitely to my daughter. Cranking the heat doesn't fix drafts.
No. Nope, it just runs up your bill.
Exactly.
Which they've been extraordinarily out of control lately.
Mine is higher. There must be something that I don't know about in my house because my...
No, it's just the bills went up 50%.
It's crazy.
It's nuts.
It's crazy. All right, next thing is on the exterior of your house. We had, I forget what winter it was. We had so much snow. It just kept piling up on top of the roof. And I didn't realize, because I had never had to worry about it as a homeowner. Maybe I was just lucky.
Right.
But ice dams.
Oh, yeah. I've had them.
Bad.
Really bad.
Yeah. Really bad. And this was so bad. How long are we talking about? Maybe 5 years ago here in New
It had
England?
to be. I think it was more than 5.
Was it?
Yeah. You know what happens? The ice, it just,
It insulates it.
It melts and then it freezes.
Yeah.
Then it gets up underneath your shingles and it goes up and underneath your
it was horrible. And you'd start seeing kind of stains.
Yeah, I had water.
Like that.
I know. I had water coming through my windows that year. I actually had to go up with an axe or probably like a hatchet or an axe. You know, my house is almost 3 stories. It's high. I don't like being up there. Trust me.
Yeah, you don't want to be.
And you have to cut channels so the water would just flow. So you cut channels and I mean, I don't know if gutters help or hurt that. Some people have no gutters. You know,
I was thinking about getting rid of them.
Yes. Well,
the
if
only
they're there
time
and they're functional, you keep them. But sometimes.
But what do you keep them so that you don't damage your shrubs, like when the water's falling off?
Well, you want to divert the water, right?
Whatever.
So they catch the water and they divert it that way and down into the ground.
Yeah, but what's the worst thing
if you have a walkway in the front of your house and the water, you know what I mean? You want it to freeze.
No, my walkway is far enough away where it would just fall on the shrubs.
Yeah, some people don't have gutters.
I just think it causes more problems than it doesn't. You know what? Here's another thing for a comment.
Well,
what is your opinion on gutters? Do you need them or do you don't?
Yeah, use them. Well, the other thing too is we have a lot of leaves. We live in the woods.
Yeah.
So you have to clean them. Because if they
bites too. Or you get the special thing that goes over them and that's even more money.
More problems.
Yeah.
Because the needles go in, the pine needles.
Yes. Yeah.
So you need there's a really special gutter guard for up here.
That works for everything.
Works for everything, pine needles. It's basically like a helmet.
Again, I'm really thinking, and so it's funny, if you Google it, right?
Yeah.
You know there's a ton of companies that they put in gutters. So they're like, no, you need to do gutters.
I just put in gutters before and they work. I don't want to jinx myself, but we were going to talk about like roof rakes, and because I had that problem.
Well, you've been pretty good with roof rakes with these last few storms, and I haven't done it at all.
Yeah, I mean, my roof rake's probably like 25 feet high. I feel like a friggin' pole vaulter.
Wait, you do it at the very top one?
Yeah. That's why.
Does that hurt? I mean, that's got to.
I told
hurt
you
your arms?
You're here, right? And it's 25 feet up, and you're like, I put a window out once. It was like,
yeah,
right the front of my daughter's window.
Oh my god!
But you know something though, you take away like a foot right up to the gutter, and then everything melts.
But you got to do it right after the snow, and if it's heavy snow, you're porked, right? Like you can't really do it with that.
And you don't want to be around. You know, my wife lets the dogs out. I'm like, you can't let the dogs out.
Yeah, it's going to come down.
You know the last snow we had, how heavy it was?
Yep.
You don't want to get hit by it 20 feet up in the air.
And then I guess I've looked into this, but never pulled the trigger on it. But you can have like heated roof cables.
My parents had that, I think, too.
Did they say it worked?
I heard mixed results on those.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because, like I said, it melts and then it freezes and then who knows?
How about the ultimate in splurge? Imagine if you had a heated driveway.
I saw that. They have mats that you can put. Like you can just put them on your walkway. It's pretty cool.
You just had your driveway done. Was that an option that you thought of?
I didn't think about it. No, it was.
I mean, it's a ton of electricity, but you're only doing it when there's a storm.
I use a snowblower. I'm good.
No, I do too.
The walkway would be good.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But
yeah.
the driveway. I have no idea how much it would be. I didn't even consider it.
Yeah.
But if I did the walkway maybe a year or two before that, if someone said something that there was something you could put under it then, but I'm not sure how it works.
All right. Again,
I've seen them though.
For anyone who's listening, if you do have that and you can attest to the fact that it works, let us know. That would be great, right? And then I think the another thing that we looked up was insulate the attic to stop the heat loss.
Yeah.
Do they mean insulate it so it's cold in the attic or it's warm up until the eaves? What do they mean with that?
I'm not sure if this is wrong or right, but I think you want your attic cold.
Right.
I think if you're not insulated, the heat goes up from your in your home.
And that's what makes the melt
heats
in the ice
everything and
dams.
screws up your house.
Okay, so we'll go with that.
But Mass Save, or I don't know what other states have.
Yep.
But they'll come in your home. We did this at my house. We chose not to do the blown-in insulation. I don't know why. We were okay, but like
They do that for free?
No, they don't do it for free.
But it's a deal?
No, they they'll. It's a good service, and if it keeps your house insulated and it works for you, it's worth it.
Okay.
You
All
know?
right.
But,
All right. So we talked about inside the house. We talked about on top of your house. Now we're going to talk about something that's also outside your house, your car, right?
you got it.
So we have a 2-car garage. We have 4 cars in the family. Once I got the pickup truck, it didn't fit in the garage anymore. So I'm dealing with an outside car, right? And you've got multiple cars, right?
I have a 2-car garage that's full of shit, and I
So
have
all
4
the cars,
outside.
yeah, all the cars are outside. So we're going to do a little bit of like car kind of must-dos in the wintertime. That'll help you out, right?
Yeah.
So this one kind of sucks because to do it, sometimes you're going to be in the cold to do it, but tire pressure.
Right.
Because
Well, the thing with the tire pressure is it's annoying that as soon as it starts to get like really cold, like your tire light goes on. You know, like the gauge light goes
Yep.
on, and like you look at the thing in your car, and like one of your tires is probably like 28. So and it's probably fine, but that happens with the cold. So
it never warms up and then gets bigger, does it?
it depends. It has, because sometimes I'm too lazy to put
Yeah.
air in it, and it goes back. But just, you want to keep your tires at the same pressure. Maybe when you're driving, it'll be better for you.
But I'm saying the thing is, if it's really cold and that happens, unless you have something at your house, and I do have a thing
You have a
that
compressor here, right?
I wouldn't use a compressor because that's somewhere else. I've got like a little battery operated thing that will like blow up, like bike tires and stuff, and it will blow up the
Yeah,
car.
you only need a couple pounds
It takes
of pressure.
like 20 minutes.
Get a compressor. I have a compressor. I leave it in my garage. I use it for anytime. Just
and it's quick.
2 seconds.
Okay. Well, my compressor's in the basement because I use it for the power tools.
You
Right?
need a
Is that the
small
same
one.
thing?
Yeah.
That's the same
They
thing.
sell them like on Amazon, like a handheld one.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's like you just.
Does it give you the setting to put for the P? Okay.
Well, yeah. There's a gauge on it, and you
Okay.
just
You're going to have to show me that.
Yeah,
Because
maybe I'll find it for you. Maybe
Yeah.
we'll put a link. Put
up a link. Absolutely.
But they have it. It's pretty handy
Yep.
to have.
And this might seem obvious, but make sure you got an ice scraper in the car, right? Sometimes you don't, and you're like, I'm in trouble. And jumper cables.
You know
in
what we
case
have?
you're- What?
It's called Snow Joe.
And what is that?
So, my mother-in-law, God rest her soul, used to buy everything on, HGTV, and
Yeah.
she bought all stuff like that. So she
Yep.
bought us like 5 of them. It's so you know how like people get like a broom and broom off the snow off their
Yeah.
car. It's really not good for your car. You're gonna scratch it, right?
Okay.
It's like the bottom of the broom. So this
Yeah.
is like it's almost like a styrofoam square.
So it's safer.
So it's like a squeegee at some point. Sometimes
Can't scratch your car.
Nope, you can't scratch at all, and it has a scraper on the back
And you use it and it works.
all the time.
Oh.
You know what I mean? So it's called. I think it's called Snow Joe.
Snow Joe.
We'll look it up, but it's
If
better.
you find it, we'll put a link there.
don't use a broom because, like my sister in the past, maybe myself,
It puts the scraping on the-
If you use a broom and you hit it to the side a little bit, you might scratch.
What
your
about
paint.
like when you get like a car scraper that has the little brush on the side? Can that be bad? I mean,
No, that's fine.
You would
That's fine.
think that they
No,
wouldn't.
that's fine.
Okay.
But I mean, a broom, like those like industrial.
Yeah, you don't
commercial
wanna do
brooms,
that.
That's what I use for my car because I know what I'm doing.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
It's
Don't mess with that.
Yeah, go Snow Joe.
And then jumper cables just in case, right? Right.
Yeah.
Now, one of the advice that we looked up is, and I don't think I would have done this, although I think I did this one time when my shed, the lock, I couldn't get anything in there. But it says not to pour hot water on a frozen windshield.
yeah, I don't,
Could it break? You think?
Maybe it will crack. I don't know.
Okay.
That I don't know. But the
It's
de-icer
really good
stuff,
that you and I have a show and we don't even know what we're talking
I
about.
mean, why would you pour hot water on
On a frozen windshield because you don't want the frost there anymore.
just turn your car on and put
And put on the
defroster
defroster.
on. There's an idea.
I don't know.
You know?
Well, if it's really thick, could it take long?
I don't know. Speaking of that, it's another little
This was yours, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I just, if you know you're getting snow, or any day for that matter in the winter,
Okay, why?
you just leave your heat on, leave your defrost on, so when you start your car, in the morning,
Automatically does it.
yeah. So when you get in your car, it's warm. But
Oh, I thought you were going to do
no,
the
when you
thing.
have snow,
I thought you were going to do the windshield thing.
No, well, that's another thing.
Yeah.
You keep your windshield wipers up when you know it's going to snow, because if you don't, the wipers will stick to your windshield. And then when you turn them on, it's going to pull them, and it's going to cause all little jagged edges in
Right.
your windshield, and you'll never see straight again.
Or I was telling you last year, I was in a mood where I wanted to get out ahead of everything that you could get for winter. And I saw somewhere advertised like a window shield,
Oh, those are nice.
right?
Yeah.
I used it once. It's got little clips that you attach to your like side mirrors or whatever.
Yep.
It absolutely works, right? You know you're going to get a foot of snow.
Yep.
You put that thing on, the snow comes down, and you take it off, and now you're good. But I haven't used it since. I
Yeah.
just because you got to go outside, you got to
Oh, I
put the
know.
thing on.
Well, like I said, if you leave your car like that, and if you run it for 15 minutes, when you go outside to clean your car off, everything should just
Easy.
Everything just flow right
I
off
know.
your car.
So I would
It's
say this: the
simple.
window shield does work. You just have to be conscientious,
Right.
right?
Yep.
Okay.
And I tell my kids all the time to do that. Leave your defrost on.
And they don't do any of it.
Not at once.
Got it.
And then, when they start their cars, I'm like, well, why isn't anything melted over here? And that's why.
That's why. Okay, so that's a little do-it-yourself home stuff.
Yes.
Now we're going to move on to food and drink,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
We're going to talk about winter comfort foods, right? I think we're going to talk a little bit about, in general, what people say, and then maybe something that's specific to us.
Yep.
And then maybe actually comment on some ones that are supposedly, but we don't necessarily like.
Who are these people?
I know.
What do they say?
I don't know. And then we'll talk about drinks, maybe some drinks that are relevant, and then maybe some winter food mistakes.
Okay.
Sound good?
Mistakes.
Well, I don't know. That's what we're calling it. So let's talk about comfort foods.
Okay.
One of the ones that I really like chili. I like chili all the time, but
Yep.
in the wintertime, I just think chili's good. And if you go skiing, which I haven't done a lot over the last several years, but I think I hinted at the fact that, Cassandra and I went away
Yep.
on a trip, and we were in Aspen, of all places. And I went skiing, and of course, when I stopped to get food, middle of the day, I got chili. It's a big thing, right?
It's good. It's good comfort food.
The number two one is one that you really like, which is a New England favorite.
I mean, I love clam chowder. That would be my go-to, like hearty soup.
It's good.
that I like.
Yeah.
I love clam chowder.
And I think, for a winter, first two choices are actually warm, like warm to the...
they warm your soul, John.
They really do.
They just
They really
you
do.
know.
So another one that was on the list is beef stew. How do you feel about beef stew?
I don't really eat beef stew, but it sounds like it could be good. Nice hearty.
Yeah,
stew.
I don't like it either.
Maybe with some like French, like crunchy bread or
Oh,
something.
that would be good. Yeah. I'm almost bummed out that I don't like it because I think it makes sense.
You don't like it if you tried it and don't like it, or you just
Correct.
really never tried
It just doesn't do it for me.
Yeah.
I don't know why. The next one, grilled cheese and tomato soup. I love that.
Yes.
Because my wife makes it all the time, and it's good.
Do you dip? Do you dip?
Of course you dip.
You dip the grilled
Of
cheese.
course
right
you
into
dip. If you don't dip, you're not American.
Listen, I'm thinking you're dipping into the tomato soup.
Yeah. Actually, I won't even say you're not American. You're not alive if you don't dip.
Yeah, okay.
The other one is, although I think you could eat a good steak.
Yeah, maybe steak, potatoes, baked potato, or mashed potatoes.
Man, I'm waiting for it.
I mean, a nice medium rare steak that has nice flavor.
Okay, if you listen to the last show, though, well, if you listen to a long time ago, we talked about it. We're close. We're right on the edge.
No, if you're a medium,
Right.
medium's close.
I'm
If you're-
not crazy.
If you're medium, if well is in the discussion, I'm out.
Exactly.
I'm out.
And I think when we had James on
Yeah.
last week and we asked him and he said medium rare,
I didn't gloat.
well, no, so there was like but no one ever heard. I don't like well done. I like medium.
Yeah, but we pushed you to the well done
So we're
side.
we're very
We
close.
pushed you right over to the well
yeah,
done side.
yeah. So I'm up for a good steak at any time, right? Here's the only thing though.
What would you pick for a steak?
I like a Delmonico. Like it's a good taste. It's I don't know. I
like a strip, New York strip.
You do?
Yeah, I think we talked about this.
Well, fat is flavor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but here's the thing. I really would like it on the grill. If it's really cold, I don't necessarily want to go out and do the grill.
You got to make it
in the
at
cold
home.
weather.
You gotta make it at home,
Yep.
right? You get a cast iron skillet,
Okay.
little oil. You sear.
I-
Get a little butter, a little garlic, a
I
little
hear ya.
thyme. Scoop it on with the.
I hear
and
ya.
It's just like a restaurant.
But if you had to choose between that or on the grill, which one would you rather do?
just the way I told you, the way they cook it in a
Really?
restaurant. Yeah.
Of course they cook in a restaurant. They're going to have a hibachi in a
They have
restaurant.
grills. They can grill. I'm telling you, try that. I'm gonna make you one.
Well, I got to have a cast iron skillet.
Oh, I have them.
You're not supposed to wash that in the dishwasher, are you?
No, it's like seasoned.
That's a pain in the ass.
You're not supposed to use Teflon.
Okay, that's a pain in the ass.
Bad for you.
Here's another thing. I'm going to give a plug to my wife. She makes this, and it is incredible. I will have it, all times throughout the year. But you get like King's Hawaiian bread, and she puts like ham and cheese and butter, and puts them all together. It's awesome. Have you ever had one?
I don't know, but I smelled it here the other one
I,
day.
when you were fasting,
fantastic.
and you were
Yeah, I
fasting
was
too.
like, oh.
You got to have it.
Yeah.
It's incredible. It's incredible. So that's I think we'll call it like general ones. And then I don't know if we want to categorize this as like you as and like your Italian roots, but
I mean,
you like
well,
some
if we're talking
specific,
about like winter comfort food for
Yes.
me. So tomorrow I'll be making like an Italian wedding soup.
okay.
It's almost like chicken soup, but it's got like little meatballs in it. It's
Yeah.
nice, hearty
What are the
soup, put
meatballs?
egg
They're
in it.
not, they're like lighter. They're like a lighter meatball.
They're smaller. They would probably be the same way I'd make a regular meatball, but they're the size
Smaller.
of a quarter or a half a
Right.
dollar or something.
And they're gray, right? I feel like they look
I
great.
fry mine. I don't leave.
Oh, but what
some
is
people
that?
just toss them. It's just the way it's cooked.
Okay.
I'll still make mine the same
Is
way.
that
I
a
fry
long
mine.
prep? Does it take you a while to do it,
No.
but you don't care?
No, it's ground beef. You make it with a bunch
Okay.
of stuff. You cook it in.
Your family
put an egg
appreciates
in
it?
They'll eat it. I mean, my family. I mean, the women, the girls in my family don't eat meat, so they'll work around the meatballs.
I probably should have known that, but all of them now?
Leah has chicken, chili chicken, but
Right. That's not
the
beef.
other two, no, they won't eat the meatballs. I don't even think my son will eat the meatballs.
He's going out of it too?
Well, no, I mean he eats steak and burgers and everything like that,
Yeah.
but he doesn't.
Huh.
He won't eat like meatball.
That's more for you.
Meatball in a soup.
It's more for you.
Yeah, more meatballs.
If you have extras, you give me a call. I
Yeah.
can come over.
You can try it. My
All
father.
right, so that's
loves
the
it.
Italian wedding soup, but then you've got a couple other
Maybe
go-tos.
like a big ziti or a chicken parm. Those are good comfort.
I don't associate that. I mean, I associate that with all year long comfort foods, which I guess that's
Okay.
same. I like them both.
That's a complete comfort food. Period.
Here's my thing with the chicken parm. I want a thin piece of chicken.
You gotta bang it out.
I don't like a thick piece of chicken.
No, it ruins it.
Ruins it.
You know why?
Why?
Because like the ratio of breadcrumbs
Yeah.
to chicken, you don't want it too fat.
No.
There's too much chicken there.
No.
You have to cut the slice
So
of
you-
breast and you bang it out.
And you bang it out.
Yeah, and then I fry it. Like I
We're gonna do
saute
a
it.
clip of just you saying that. You gotta bang it
Gotta
out,
bang
Larry.
it out.
Gotta bang it out, Larry.
Bang it out.
By the way, if you don't know what we're talking about when we do the Larry thing, because we throw that in there a lot. If
Right.
you hopefully you've watched Curb Your Enthusiasm, and we're doing what?
Leon.
Leon. That's right. Who is
Gotta flip
in
that
real
shit
life JB Smooth.
JB Smooth.
Yeah. So that's what we mean when we do the Larry thing. Here's another thing: chicken pot pie, right?
Yeah.
So I don't like it at all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not that and we talked about the
Let me
beef
ask you
stew,
this. So
but I
there's-
like it worse.
So
than
there's
beef
like
stew.
two different kinds. I can tolerate one I can't.
Yep.
So one of them has like vegetables and all kinds of stuff in it.
You don't like that.
Not my cup of tea.
Peas. I'm not a fan of peas.
I don't like peas. I
Yeah.
never did. Right.
Yep.
But if you just have the chicken and you have like a good crust.
Yeah.
And like I said, maybe some French bread with
Yeah.
it. A little salt and pepper in there. It's not terrible.
I agree. And then here's one that. So you and I both agree on that.
yeah.
We also put down shepherd's pie.
Shepherd's pie, I'm out. It just doesn't look right to
So
me.
here's the deal. We talked about we don't like peas.
Right.
So I will agree. A shepherd's pie with peas, not a huge fan. But my mom made her version of shepherd's pie, right? So the mashed potatoes, all good. There's nothing wrong with mashed potato.
No,
right?
no.
And then she would do ground beef.
Good. Yeah.
And she would, what was the name? There's like a steakhouse in Brooklyn that has a specific steak sauce. She would use that in the ground beef, and then she would just have a layer of corn.
That sounds good. So
It
it's
was-
corn. Wait a minute. So you're talking about
It's
ground beef, corn,
Ground
and
beef at
mashed
the
potatoes.
bottom with
mashed potatoes.
Peter Luger.
Oh, Peter Luger's.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. So ground beef with some Peter Luger,
Yeah.
a little layer of corn, and then the mashed potatoes. And I'm telling you.
That sounds great.
Oh, I want to make it.
So there was no like pie aspect?
Nothing. That was it.
Well, that sounds good.
It was good.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Because you don't have carrots and peas and all kinds of other crap
There you
in
go.
there.
So we're going to call it Lee McMahon's shepherd's pie.
We should try that.
I got to learn how to do it.
I was going to say,
Let's do it.
Do you have any recipes from your mom? Like anything?
No. I don't think she ever wrote anything down other than like desserts and stuff, right? Because she just knew how to do
You
it.
should save them though.
Maybe my sister has it. You know,
Right.
I wouldn't have been.
I bet your sister would know.
Yeah,
how to make
I
that.
wouldn't. I wouldn't have been the one that was.
That sounds like something I would eat.
We're gonna try that.
How about meatloaf?
I'm okay at times with it.
I've never.
No,
It's a big meatball, I guess, right?
it is.
Would they put an egg in it?
Well, they can. I mean, I don't know if that's by definition if it has to have it, but I feel there's a lot of variations.
Yeah, brown gravy,
yeah,
meatloaf.
I mean, I like my mom's meatloaf, but
Yeah.
I bet
But I'm
everyone's.
just saying it's the same thing with the ratio.
Yes.
For me, it's like a nice crusty layer on the top. You don't want it too thick.
I agree.
Right?
Sometimes they put bacon on the top of it, though.
Oh, that
that's
sounds
kind of
good.
nice.
Okay.
The other thing is the crock pot. So you're not really a crock pot guy.
I just haven't used it, but
Yeah.
it sounds like a handy.
My wife will make
Cooking.
some concoctions in the crock pot that are pretty good, you
Yeah.
know, and they sit there and they kind of stew for a
Do you,
while.
is that something where you like put a bunch of stuff in, then you go out
Yeah.
for a couple hours, you come back, it's
yeah,
done?
yeah. Like what? So I was into like pulled pork stuff for a while.
Well, that sounds good.
It was really good. It was really good. So that's good.
Who made a better pulled pork, Jeremy or Alika?
It's a good question. No one's gonna know. There's only two people. There's only
They were
one person.
both- I think they were
There's
both
only
very
one person
good.
that's gonna get mad at us.
No, I
Yeah.
think they were both good. I don't know if I can
I remember liking them both. So I mean, you'd have to put them head to head if you wanted to. You know,
We gotta have a pulled pork.
that would be
contest
good.
with them.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I don't know.
And then I guess the last thing on the dessert side, something that you like to do.
Yeah, we like to bake cookies. Why not?
Yeah.
You know,
What is your go-to cookie?
Oh, we just go chocolate chips. That's it.
And
I mean, because it's easy.
do you like it to be very soft when it comes out?
I like to eat them right out.
Yeah.
like when they're right out of the
How
oven.
about the cookie dough?
But we have our nice. What's the thing we have?
I don't know.
The mixer with the friggin'
Oh,
you have
KitchenAid.
one. Yeah, get the
Yeah,
KitchenAid.
yeah.
and
You gotta have the KitchenAid.
Yeah, so it's everything's fresh. You know, the recipe we have makes like 400 cookies.
Right.
So we have cookies
But you just
for a
do
week.
scratch. You don't buy like a
No,
cookie
scratch.
mix.
Yeah, no. We go scratch and we make them, and it's great. The house smells good.
I
it's
love
nice,
it.
You know,
And you got to have a big thing of milk.
I like ice water. I don't go milk.
Okay.
I don't really drink milk.
You're nuts.
I don't drink milk.
Why?
Eh.
Lactose?
My family drinks like 1%. It's like
Lactose?
water. No, I'm not like I mean, I'll drink like whole milk.
I can't.
Maybe. But not they
if-
drink
if-
1%. It's like water.
If I don't have milk with my cookies, I'm disappointed.
Really?
I am.
See, I like ice water with like chocolate at all, like any kind of chocolate.
That's not right.
Why is that not right?
Let's ask the viewers.
Okay, someone has
Give
to
us a
answer.
comment
I mean,
if
I
you
know
think it
you're-
makes sense to have
Listen.
ice water
Listen.
with your chocolate chip
I
cookies.
know milk. It's milk. and
Please, for the
cookies.
love of God, if you ever were going to respond and comment,
I know, I'm
please, for the love of God, please
I'm
comment.
not saying you're wrong. I'm saying
Okay.
I don't do it.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
I don't do it.
Okay. How about raw cookie dough?
Well, let me ask you
raw
this.
cookie dough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this.
A lot
I
of
like
it.
yeah.
Okay.
Would you dip your cookie in like your hot chocolate? Are you a dipper?
I am a dipper, but I think that's too much.
Why? Too much chocolate?
I think so.
Because not a fresh made cookie. I'm talking about like remember like the 3 in a pack cookies.
Yeah.
Like a Chips Ahoy. You get a Chip Ahoy and you dip it in your hot chocolate.
I wouldn't-
You're shaking your head. It's
I
like heaven.
wouldn't do it. I think it's too much chocolate.
Ugh, you're gonna drink it anyway.
So
That makes me think of.
I don't necessarily want to dip chocolate in hot chocolate, but I do like hot chocolate. I'm not really a coffee guy. I will have coffee. So I think the question that we're asking is, in the winter, are you better off having hot coffee or hot cocoa?
I mean, I go coffee all the time.
So you would choose that over hot cocoa?
Well, I drink black coffee. There's no sugar in it.
Yep.
I mean, cocoa's.
So you're not going to get, but you get sugar in hot cocoa.
Right. Well, I mean, I like.
So if you had to choose
Listen,
one, what would you choose?
I like a hot chocolate. You know who makes a good hot chocolate?
Who?
Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh, of course they do.
It's like something's
And you
wrong.
get like a
they,
box of
They
Joe?
got something going. Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
But their hot chocolate's really good.
I
but
agree.
hot chocolate to me is like once in a great while. It's not like coffee's every day, all day.
I agree. But there's certain times when you're outside in the winter doing winter activities where hot cocoa just makes a ton of sense.
Oh, if I came in after
Shoveling,
snow
making a
blowing,
snowman
roof
back in the
rigging,
day?
Yeah, I mean, and like
Yeah.
my wife's like, here's some hot cocoa with marshmallow. Do you go marshmallows?
Yeah, well, I
or do
would
you
like
go whipped cream?
Both. I'm fine with it.
You got to pick one.
Whipped cream.
Really?
I am.
Okay.
Whipped cream. You're not?
No, whipped cream's great.
Yeah, I
I mean,
would
either
go with
way,
whipped cream.
I think I'd go whipped cream.
I think it's not a bad time for you and I to give the Mack and G special, which is the hot cocoa and peppermint schnapps.
Yes, that is good. And
Good, not just for winter.
and it just goes down so smoothly.
It does. And if in the event of a party, your Dunkin' Donuts box of hot cocoa with that
Yeah.
is
And then when you
perfect.
run out of Coke, or your friend just drinks the whole bottle. I'm not mentioning names, but I mean, when the Coco's gone, you just drink the schnapps.
Yeah.
Those are the good days.
That
buddy.
was a
Come
great
on, man.
day. Yeah.
Come on.
How about what are your thoughts on iced coffee in the winter?
People must really love their ice. I have my friend Joe drinks iced coffee all the time. I still think he drinks
Even
it
in the winter.
Yeah, I think that's his thing, and he does it. You know, I drink hot coffee in the summer.
Yeah. How about ice cream in the winter?
I like ice cream. I mean, I wouldn't sit outside my driveway. And
You
eat it,
wouldn't.
but I mean, if you're inside and you're nice and warm, and you're you're watching the shine.
Ice cream cone in the winter? Doesn't feel right, does it?
I don't. There's not a lot
Okay.
of cones in my life.
All right.
We do Cookie Monster. Everything comes in a cup.
Okay.
Do you
How-
like the cone though? Like the waffle cone?
No, I like the traditional, just hard sugar cone.
Yeah.
That's what I like.
It's just like messy.
What, the hard sugar cone?
Well, I mean, if you get a couple of scoops on
Oh, it
top,
totally
it's
is.
always friggin' making
Well, just
a
get
mess.
a cup and stick it down that, and you can, eat. You can eat it. You can. So I would. This is what I would. This is my trick.
Okay.
You get like a big one that's on the cone.
Yeah.
Then you ask for,
Cup.
a cup, and you put it in the cup, and you get a spoon, and you eat it until it's small enough where it would handle itself on the cone.
Why don't you break it up
and you
and, like,
finish
scoop
it?
the ice
No,
cream
and then you
with it?
finish the cone up that way.
Okay.
Right?
So you get
Because you still get to lick and have the cone thing, which I think is good.
So you're just wearing it down so you can
Wearing it
use
down until I know it's not going to drip on
Why
the
don't you
cone.
just get one scoop?
Well, that sucks.
Oh, I'm just saying. It's convenient.
Come on.
I know.
One scoop.
That's how they should make a bigger cone.
Yeah. The other thing is eggnog, which I associate more with Christmas. So do you like eggnog?
Not much. No.
You don't like it? What
I don't remember the last time I had eggnog.
What did you say it reminds you of?
Snot. Sorry. I mean, that's a consistency. I feel like.
Yeah. So I think leading up to Christmas, I'm okay with it. After Christmas, I'm good until the next Christmas.
Yeah.
That's the way I feel about
if I
that.
didn't have it again, I'd live.
Hard booze, drinks, espresso martini. Do you
Yep.
like that?
I mean, those are good.
You do like that?
Yeah, I can't have them anymore, but they're good.
I'm not really a martini guy. And then you discovered something that sounds really good. I don't know if I've ever had it.
With the hot buttered rum.
Yeah. It sounds great.
It sounds great, right?
And you said the picture looked good?
Yeah, but rum's good anyway.
It feels right.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
We were talking about like the hot toddies, like that's what you put a little. I mean, when you look it up, it looks like they do like whiskey or bourbon or something. But like for me, it was always not always like I'm a boozer, but like it was like apple cider, a little rum, maybe a little lemon with a cinnamon stick. So if you have a sore throat or if you,
I want to try the hot buttered rum.
let's go.
Can we try that?
What can we put it with?
Nothing.
Just bang it out.
I mean, I don't know. Cookies? We could try it with cookies.
Chocolate chip cookies.
All right. Next
Will you dip your chip ahoy in the hot buttered rum?
No.
You don't
I
wanna
only
dip-
want to
you're not a cookie dipper.
I
are
only
you?
want to drip it in milk. I want to, I want to dunk it in
Because you're
milk.
thinking of it as a chocolate cookie. It's not a chocolate cookie. It's a chocolate chip cookie. So it's
Yeah,
not,
but
it's not chocolate.
I think the balance of the milk is so important. Whatever. You're never going to. You're never
you
gonna
like
agree to
milk.
it.
I used to drink milk, but
Okay.
I like I said, the milk in my house is basically water.
I'll even take
white water.
1%. I'll take 1%.
You like 1%, huh?
Here's the funny thing. Do you know what I think whole milk is? 3%. It's not like whole milk's 100%.
It's 100%. You
No,
liar.
it's not.
No, I don't know.
I'm telling you. We'll look it up.
But
I
if-
think
but
whole
if you
milk is
look at it-
3%, and then they have 2% and 1%. So it's not that different.
It's whole though.
It's whole because
It's whole,
it's 3%.
Johnny. It's
All right,
whole.
we got to shift. We got to
All right.
shift gears too.
Okay. All right.
Outdoor activities, right? How do you stay?
I love to snowshoe.
Well, actually, no.
Anytime I
Hold
can.
on. Wrong.
Oh,
It's
you
really
suck.
no. It's how to stay entertained,
all
which
right.
could be outdoors. It could be.
All right,
you know
all
what I'm
right,
saying? We're talking
all
about
right,
some
all right.
outdoor and indoor.
Okay.
So we can talk about outdoor activities.
So we're cutting right now.
we're gonna. Oh, no, we're not.
Oh, this isn't cut.
No, we're fine.
We're gonna cut it now.
No, we're not gonna cut it out.
okay, all right.
We're not gonna cut it.
Okay, yeah.
So we're gonna start with our outdoor activities, then indoor to beat cabin fever.
Can I snowshoe indoors?
You could.
Okay.
Yeah. So, outdoor winter activities.
Okay.
If someone asked you, like on Family Feud,
Yeah.
these are the top whatever, you would say snowshoe.
No, I wouldn't.
Of course you would.
Who snowshoes?
People that snowshoe.
Where do you snowshoe? Name one person. You ever seen someone snowshoeing
You
down the
just
street?
said that, but when we were away 3 weeks ago,
Well, you were in Colorado. Where were you?
yeah. So Colorado people snowshoe.
Massachusetts people don't snowshoe.
New Hampshire people snowshoe because you see people.
Only the
snowshoe.
tool bags.
Oh,
No, I'm just kidding. Snowshoes. We love snowshoes.
That was Ricky who said that.
Nobody snowshoes.
People do snowshoe. You and I don't snowshoe,
Why?
but people snowshoe. I don't know why, but they do. Some people can go out and do long distance jogs. We don't do that either, but it doesn't mean that it's not whatever. Sledding.
Sledding's fun.
It's great. I don't know the last time I sled. That's what
You
you
mean with the kids later? I mean,
Yeah.
no, we went to Cranmore. Well, it's tubing. Does that count?
Yeah. Yeah, I would
Like
say.
they go on like the big tubes. You
Yeah.
could go up the the
Yeah,
left.
but I
and
don't even know the last time I tubed.
It's fun.
It is wicked fun.
Yeah, I like that.
I like it too. Skiing, obviously.
Skiing's great.
Or what's the other thing?
If you go skiing again, will you
Snowboarding.
take me? Because none of my no one
Yeah,
skis.
yeah.
We bought my son skis. I think I don't know, whatever. But
He
we bought
hasn't
him skis. No, he hasn't skied once.
So I told you
I told
again.
if he doesn't use his skis, they're going to be my skis.
Well, would they work for you?
My skis disappeared. I don't want to talk about it.
No,
I'll
but
get
I'm
in
saying
trouble.
you could use his skis.
The boots. I don't know if they'll fit.
Oh, okay.
Someone told me just rent.
Well, you can get new bindings.
I had, like,
if he's
fairly
not going
new
to do it, you
skis.
can get new bindings and you can match it to your thing. So
They don't
again,
let you put bindings. Trust me.
okay,
I'm coming with you though.
we'll do it at the end of the season. Stevie was telling us where you. Steve Mazie,
Yep.
another
Steve.
interview, likes to ski. He told me a place in southern New Hampshire to go to at the end of the season.
Okay.
To get good deals.
Okay.
Again, I hadn't skied in a long time. We went out on a club trip to Aspen. I didn't think I was going to ski. Cassandra got sick the day before I got sick, so I had the afternoon. I went skiing, and I think I got bit by the ski bug. Although I haven't
Skiing's
done.
fun.
It is fun.
Even if it's not, even I go down the blue trails, it's just nice.
You got to be
know what I mean?
reasonable.
Yeah.
You got to be reasonable.
I don't think my knees can handle the moguls anymore.
I never liked the moguls.
Oh, it's fun.
No,
No,
not for me. Nope,
I mean, it was fun.
not for me. So shoveling, which I don't think is a fun thing, but do you? I mean, I just shovel maybe the walkway because we snow blow, right? Like
Right.
that's what we do.
I mean, I tried to do as little shoveling as possible.
Yeah.
I have to shovel off the deck sometimes.
Yep.
So the dogs, I have
You have
a
a
couple
son.
little
Why
dogs.
doesn't your son do that?
Because he lives in, no, he's not home.
He can come home and do it.
But no, my wife Jen will do it sometimes. She'll
Oh,
she gets
that's
up.
All right.
Because if you don't, my little Shih Tzu.
Yep.
She ain't-
Can't go
she's not
anywhere.
going anywhere.
And it's crusty snow now,
Yeah,
so
she'll
if
just
you
be
didn't
like,
do
she'll
it-
look outside and go, yeah, I'm gonna do shit in the house.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah.
Ice fishing. I don't ice fish. You like to fish.
I do
Have you
like
ever
to fish.
ice fished?
No, but we saw someone out on the pond
Yes.
today, and I'm like, you can't catch fish in the spring
Yeah,
over
it was
there.
like
What's this person doing?
It was like this tiny pond in a tiny town.
Yeah. It's like, hey, everyone, I have a tent. Like,
Well,
what
they
are you
must have
doing
like
out there?
was it like perch and sunfish or something like
That
that.
person's going right in the water.
Okay. Well, that was my fear is that it started warming up today,
It was.
Right.
Everything was kind of like slushy.
but it's been cold for a long time. So I think maybe they're
yeah, if
okay.
there's a few days of
Yeah.
like freeze, you're fine.
But that's my biggest fear.
That happened to me before.
Yeah.
I
So
fell through, but it was
you fell through?
my leg went through. Yeah, when
Okay.
I was playing hockey when I was a kid, and I never I was like deathly afraid of it. to
Wow.
do it After
Last
that's
thing.
why down here is great at the fair.
Oh, because you don't worry. Yeah,
Fairgrounds,
it's just
like,
over.
It's like a
yeah,
foot deep, but it's the whole
that is
fairgrounds gets
perfect.
done.
Yeah, that's perfect. And then the last thing we'll talk about, which is we did this on our trip. I can't tell you the last time that we did it, but snowmobiling's really fun. But it ain't
It's
cheap.
only fun if you know how to spell it right.
Yeah, I don't know. You guys know how to spell it? No, when I put it the other way, it had the red line underneath, like it was spelled. It was spelled.
It looks odd.
It didn't
but
have
has
the red
but
line.
It has to be right.
Man, we'll check it again.
All right. No,
I don't know.
snowmobile looks like a lot of fun. That looks
It
like a
is
lot of
fun. It is fun.
You got to be careful though. You can't go like around trees too
Bad
fast.
stuff can happen
Yeah,
if
you gotta
you're
be
out of
careful.
control. You don't want to be out of control. But I know like people that do it up like further north in here. They go for like 100 miles, and there's places where you can stop to get food and drink that is
yeah.
all people that are just snowmobiling. I think that's really cool.
If you're responsible, it's great. But some people
Aren't.
are reckless. They go really fast.
and some of them go over ponds.
They go over ponds, then they get
Yeah.
on land, and then they hit trees and break their necks.
That's not good. Yeah.
So you got to be careful.
We do not want that. We don't endorse that.
No, careful.
We don't want that.
No, be safe.
So that was outdoors. Now you're indoors, right? You're dealing with how do we deal for the indoors? We agree one of the easiest things you can do is what? Stream, watch TV, watch movies.
Yeah.
What do you recommend? What kind of movies are good winter movies?
I mean,
You did a little research on
Well,
this.
no, I just looked up winter movies.
That's
and it's fun.
research. We call that
I
research.
gave you a couple when I looked. They were on the list, and I
Yep.
said just like The Shining,
Yep.
Misery, Fargo.
Yep. Once again, they're all
They're
like
all- they're
not
all-
happy.
I know they're not happy movies, but Frozen was on there.
There we go.
Frozen was good.
Let it go, baby.
But I do like. I have to. I like post-apocalyptic movies. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
like and like The Day After Tomorrow was one of those movies. And I don't know if you saw it. It was like Jake
me,
Gyllenhaal.
yeah, I didn't see it.
And there was some like famous people. The girl that was in Shameless was in it.
Okay.
And it was just like a global,
but you like
global
it.
warming thing.
Yeah, you
and
like it.
And New York freezes over. It's pretty cool.
My deal is wintertime, sometimes you can kind of depress because you're tired of the cold, you're tired of the dark. I don't need to see a depressing movie. So I usually like to see like happy, uplifting. So I'd be all over Frozen. I don't know about those other ones.
You can't watch Frozen now.
Why not?
You don't watch Frozen?
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's a Disney
No,
classic.
but Day After Tomorrow, it's not like, it's a good movie.
Okay.
Fargo's great.
I'll go see it and I'll tell you what
Did you
I
ever see
think.
Fargo?
I did.
You didn't like it?
No, I didn't mind it. I don't associate it with the winter, but that's fine.
It's like literally in the winter.
But I don't associate it with it.
Okay. What do you associate with the winter?
Snowmen. Oh, what kind of movies?
What was that other one, like Snow Day? Did you ever see Snow Day? It was kind of like a B movie.
Yeah.
Like the kids all had off, and then there was like the
Yeah. What about what's the one with Chevy Chase when they buy the house and they don't like anyone in the town and then
Oh, that's awesome, that movie. Yeah, that's what the hell was it in that movie?
right? Cue the deer?
Yeah, Cue the Deer. What was
Yeah.
that movie?
I don't remember.
My wife and I watched that 20 times.
This
that
is
movie.
ridiculous that you and I don't remember
That's
it.
just
So
'cause we'll
put it there.
Funny Farm.
Bingo. Nicely
Alright.
done. All right. So we talked about movies, but Netflix in general is fun, right? Because
Yeah,
you can watch
anyways,
things other
sure.
than movies, right? It's just you can sit there and you can just like go through.
Don't forget Game of Thrones. Winter is coming, Johnny.
No, you're right. I don't think I can watch that ever again, though.
Because they ruined it with the ending.
They ruined it. I saw all of it, and I was sour at the ending. It's funny. My son wanted to watch it, and I said, I just want to warn you.
Let him watch it.
No, I know, but I said, I just want to warn you. You're going to be very pissed at the end. Like, it's going to be this
It's
journey.
too bad. It's too bad.
It's very bad.
It was so good.
It's very bad. I will say this. So, what I like to watch now, it's kind of, I mean, I guess I'm embarrassed a little bit, but my daughter and wife like Bravo. Like, they'll watch the Bravo shows.
Yep.
And Summer House just came out. So, it's kind of neat because it comes out now and it's winter.
Right.
They filmed it last summer. I don't know. We watch it. You know?
Is that the one where your daughter knew the one?
No, that was Southern Charm.
Okay.
Yeah, that was Southern Charm. It was same.
Right,
I mean,
but I didn't know if that's the
when
one.
you watch
Yeah.
Bravo, they do everything the same. Like Below Deck, those two shows.
Yeah.
The video's the same way. The music between cuts is the same. Whatever.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that's just the Bravo thing.
So what do you get? You like board games? What do you like? What do you got?
So I want to do So my dad, for a living, worked at Parker Brothers.
That's awesome.
And made games for a living. So they're very near and dear to my heart. I don't really play them as much, but I appreciate a good board game for sure. Yeah.
And your dad was like, he helped, like
He would do
design
just
them?
yeah. He was an art director, so he would design them. He would come up with the gameplay, and it was really cool as a kid because he would they'd be working on a game. He'd bring it home to play test it with us.
That's
so
like a dream job.
Oh, it was awesome.
It's
so
a dream job.
It was a dream job for our generation. I don't know if this generation cares.
But for us,
Right, because
for them,
that's
for
what we
him.
had, right? We had board
Yeah.
games. So I'm a big fan of it. I don't play it enough. Monopoly, I think, is the big one that people talk about. Do you enjoy that? Do you play that with your family? at
We
all?
have, yeah. I mean,
Okay.
it's long.
It's a lot of setup.
It is, but it's
Yeah.
good. And they drop the kids because their attention span's not the best.
Right.
There was a really a faster Monopoly version that we had.
Smaller. It's like one row, right? Like
I forgot what it was, but it was like they came out with it. It wasn't bad.
They had a lot of different editions and
But
stuff.
I just like the old school. That Monopoly, that's a good
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
We like Clue too in my family.
Which let me ask you this: if you remember this, which color properties did you like to buy? Because I know my answer.
I mean,
Like how there was different boardwalk
the green,
and
the yellow,
whatever
the blue.
was blue. Right. It was all like reds. I like the
You
reds.
like the reds?
I did. I don't know why. I
The
forget
Reds were
what
like on the.
I forget what. Yeah, they were like middle of the pack.
Yeah, but they're good property.
I like them. I like them a
But
lot.
we like Clue too. Did you like Clue? Clue was a good
Of course,
game.
I
for
like
us.
Clue. My dad did some designs for some of the versions of Clue.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's a Parker Brothers game. I don't even think the name Parker Brothers exists anymore.
to this
because
day-
Hasbro bought them.
To this day, so we played with. When my son was younger, very competitive. No
Yeah.
matter what we did, right? So we're doing Clue, and you know how you put the three, you mix them up, you put the three
Yep.
names in the envelope. Nobody sees it; it goes over
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
So we're playing. You know how Clue is? You have to go in each room and guess.
Miss Marple did it. Whatever with the
Three times
candlestick
around the
and-
table. 3 times around the table. My son goes, Miss Peacock in the
Named it.
dining room with the knife.
He had it.
I'm like, all right, he's out. So he's like, no, what are you talking about?
He somehow was
We
able
got
to.
he swears to this day he didn't look. I was like, we didn't go.
But shouldn't you have been able to pick that up?
Johnny, we only went around 4 times. We didn't go around enough. He doesn't. I don't even know if he knew how to play.
That is great.
He still swears to this day he didn't cheat.
All right.
I don't believe you.
Do you want me to ask him?
I'm gonna ask him when I see him.
No, but maybe if I ask him.
He gets mad if I didn't cheat.
I got you.
No way he didn't cheat.
Anything else that your family likes to do? Are you a puzzle family?
We do like puzzles, yeah.
You do?
Yeah, we do. We've.
Do you like the really hard ones? You know, the ones where it's like
we just do like 1,000.
Yeah.
Like 1,000 pieces.
No, but
That's not too
no.
bad.
So that's the number of pieces. You know, sometimes they have the ones like it's like all one color, and you're just
Not so much.
Those
but we
aren't
do
fun.
things that are like so that when we used to go to the White Mountains a lot, and
Yeah.
they actually have a brand like White Mountains
that
puzzles.
show. They're all photographs.
And it's like they have like a theme. You know, the theme would be like one of them was 80s.
Yeah.
One of them was like cereal boxes. One of them was
Okay.
movies. One of them. So we do those. We had a cool Disney one. When we went to Disney, we got a couple.
Those are nice.
You know, like Monsters Inc.
Yeah.
We did them, and so what we. You know,
So
we
you
would
do it as a family, or do you do it like you'll sit down and do some, and then you leave, and then like your wife comes, and then your daughter, or do you do it
the
all
girls
at once?
do it. Usually the girls do it, and then we'll come in and help a little bit. But if you've
start
been
with-
in my
do you
you've been
start-
in my kitchen, if you under my table, there's a puzzle there.
Do you always start with finding the four corners?
Yeah, you gotta do the
four corners.
the outline. Yeah,
Larry.
you do the outline. Larry. And then we've actually
Edges?
we were down the Cape.
Yeah.
We were down there and we did like a map of the Cape, and then so we actually you buy like a glue, you put it on a board.
Well, that's what I was saying. So once you do it, it's done.
yeah. So you buy a glue,
Yeah.
and then it stays, and then you can frame it.
Do you frame it?
Like I said, we put it under one of them under a glass table.
Yeah.
One of them we left down the Cape. So we did it
Okay.
together. It's just family time. We do stuff together to kill time.
I wonder what percentage of people, once they finish a puzzle, just take it apart and will do it again, or do what you do.
Or you could have a dog that eats shit, and then he eats half of it, and then it's gone anyway.
Well, then that'll solve that problem.
Yeah.
The other thing that I want to put a plug for, and our families have played this,
Yes,
right?
together, yeah.
Jackbox games is so fun. If you haven't played it, you've got to play it. They've got, I think, a PC version. So if you have the laptop, you can do it. You hook it up to your TV. You got to be connected to the internet. You can do the same thing, I think, with the console games, like PlayStation and Xbox. But it's got all these different like game show-ish stuff, right? And everyone's got their smartphones. You log in to the game, and then that's how you answer the questions. And it's just done really, isn't it really good?
It's cool, yeah.
And I think they're up to like 10 different ones that are out there. Just Google it. Some are supposedly better than the other. But the next thing we're going to talk about is like worst cabin fever moments. We'll call it like that, where just it started getting to you. So you did some like interesting or weird things. You told me you did something a few weeks ago.
I don't have a ton of stuff. I mean, I was so bored. I was sick last week, and I was, I worked, but I was home, and I was just in the house too long. And
so what did
I
you
literally
do?
have, in my house, we have sock bins.
Yeah.
Probably baskets, maybe 3. So I just started emptying them out, and I just try to, started matching socks.
So you literally redid your sock drawer.
It wasn't my sock drawer. It was like the family, like the black hole of like all lost socks.
Yeah.
I put them together and I try to match them. So
okay.
it was just like, the feeling was great because like I got rid of 3 baskets full of shit that was just sitting around for friggin' probably, a year.
That's the thing. At some point you have to purge. So we'll have socks that are all piled up on the laundry table down below. When you finally do line it all up and do the matching, you just got to be quick to throw the ones away that don't match.
No,
don't say to yourself, I'll find the other one a week from. Just throw it away.
What sucks though is that we have so many.
Yeah.
And I had a basket and I threw the whole basket out a couple weeks ago. Because
then
Jen's like, just throw them out.
Yeah.
And then I found the other basket. I was like, these were all the other halves of those.
I
So,
know.
Like, I was so pissed. But she's like, if they're in there, they've been in there for how many months? They're not wearing them.
Well,
Throw
go
them
to
out.
TJ
Throw
Maxx.
them
You
away.
can buy like 400
Yeah, no,
socks.
we just threw them all out.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
just, I didn't want to look at my socks were in there.
Yeah.
I don't care about that. If they don't
Right.
want the socks, see you later.
Yeah.
I found about 20 pairs of my own socks. And
Yeah.
everything else went to see you later.
Sometimes people say in the wintertime, you're with your family, you're stuck in the house, day after day after day, that your family might drive you nuts. Does your family drive you nuts?
I mean, my family always drives me nuts. But,
Any more in the winter?
But I will say this: the fact that they're getting older and they're, who's away, who's at school, who's out, even like this last week, it was nice having them all home at different times, and I had dinner with a couple of them, and we,
Yep.
I made cookies with my little one,
Nice.
it was just a nice day. So it was like I actually, enjoy every minute with them.
I do
that's
too.
home. So
I'm telling you, the
never
McMahon
enough.
5, we get along
Yeah.
really well now. Knock on
Yeah,
wood.
you guys actually do more interesting things. I
don't know about that.
Sometimes my kids will hold up like in their.
I mean, I feel like what we do, we sit and watch stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
For the most part. So
we still don't like use our big family room because we're afraid Zeus is going to eat the
that's
the
tough.
couch. But
I know.
we're getting closer. We've been going like we watch the games in there. And we're trying like slowly introducing it to him. But
You think he'll ever beat that habit?
he hasn't done anything. Knock on wood.
Oh, that's good.
So but
There
it's
you
just
go.
we just have that fear like if you lose your if you let up for like 1 minute, he's going to be like you're going to look at him. He's going to be gnawing on the ottoman.
Yep. All right. We talked a little bit about some of these things before. We're going to wrap it all up with some winter hacks that we think you need to know because they're kind of relevant. And I think we learned a little bit, right? So when you've got frozen walkway, frozen driveway, you say to yourself, well, should we get salt or should we get ice melt? What works, right? So what we discovered is that if you want to compare rock salt to calcium chloride, why don't you tell them what's better? And literally, it's better in all categories.
Well, my friend Jimmy, who we'll have on the show, coming up maybe in March, was he's a landscaper, he's a hardscaper, he does really nice work, and he just said calcium chloride's probably, it's better, safer for your cement.
But it also works to colder temperatures.
Oh yeah, no, it works to colder temperatures. It's better, it's better for your vegetation. It's better.
So
for
why
your
would
pets.
anyone use rock salt unless it's cheaper?
Maybe it's cheaper, maybe it works better. Who knows?
I don't know.
But
I
it's
feel
fine.
like
I use that, and it's.
I
okay.
am now gonna always go calcium chloride.
Nope, it was fine.
Right?
He said use that, and it's probably like you're safe with it because I always heard stories where people put certain like rock salts down, and it like eats away. The cement or what's holding in your pavers, and it'll ruin your walkway.
Jeez, I wonder if I've ever done that.
Yeah, if you put too much and you let it sit,
Like bricks too.
Yeah.
That might explain why my walkway's a joke.
That's why I was always afraid to use it. That's why my wife's like, the walkway's a mess. I was like, well, look at,
Yeah.
And
I think we hinted earlier about like you can put insulation around the pipes. Maybe. Did we say that? I don't know. We said that was a good thing to help in the wintertime.
Yeah, but this is like the outside stuff.
Oh, is that what they're talking about?
Yeah, no. That was a little rewash.
Okay, got it.
Earlier.
Got it. And then I guess if you have a furnace, make sure that the filter's not clogged because I guess that could waste a lot of money on it because it's not really doing the job the way it should do it.
Well, before the winter starts in the fall, you should have your furnace serviced so that you don't have a problem. They come in. They
You're the
check
one that told me
everything.
about what's the service called?
Home serve.
Home serve.
That's
baby.
what we use, and it pays for itself because they give you a service on your furnace. They give us a service
They
on
don't
our
do
AC.
oil. You believe that?
They don't, huh?
No, because you told me about it.
Yeah.
I signed up for it for the central air and that, but I guess I just put down heating. And then when I finally, was trying to set it up for them to come out, they're like,
You
we
can
don't
get someone to do
we don't
it,
do
though.
oil.
Like-
No, I know, but
like a
not home
different
serve.
kind,
Not home serve.
I'm just saying it's good to do that like in the fall before the winter comes.
Yep.
And they'll check your filters, they'll check your circulator
It's
pumps.
very
make sure
smart to do.
everything's good.
You know what they say, Ricky? An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Right?
I think, yeah.
When I was in college, I came up with something. I was probably boozing. And I love this. I still remember to this day. Even the fastest fish can't swim out of water. What do you think that means?
You're only good in your environment.
Exactly. Right?
Yeah.
Like you might be great here, but you're not good over there. Just write that.
I bet you if you were a fish, you could swim out of water.
If you use that,
'Cause you are an athlete.
Make sure you put the name at the bottom. All right. It's the end of the show. Once again, going back to what he said in the beginning, like and subscribe, comment, be a part of this community. And then I think you're going to share some information that we've teased a little bit regarding
we're going to have we have some things that were donated by our friend. We call him Lou Gary.
Yep.
And he was nice enough to give us a bunch of like do-it-yourself.
They're good. It's good stuff.
Like tools, belts. Like
I thought you were going to keep
toolboxes.
it, and I told you this is you're not going to.
I'm not going to tell you how many things he gave me, but us.
Yeah.
But no, we're gonna try to take care of our listeners and followers. We'll give some maybe like tag and
we're definitely going to tie it to helping grow the community.
Yeah. We want to give to people who are with us.
If you grow the community, you might and you participate. You could get some really cool stuff.
But I do speak to some of our listeners and our followers, and I really, really appreciate when they tell me about our stories. So
Absolutely.
Those are the people I want to help and give stuff to. So that's what we're going to be looking for.
Exactly. So that wraps it up. Hope you learned a little bit of something. Hope you had a little bit of enjoyment. We don't know what we're going to do next time.
But
until next time,
we'll see you.